This woman is Ashlee McGuire, who's a mum of 4 from Massachusetts. Last week, she posted on Facebook asking for help to try and find her AWOL husband, a guy called Charlie Withers, a British chef. She posted this, quite a long Facebook post, but basically detailed how, in her words, he ghosted, like gone, without a trace, when she was pregnant with their youngest child. Apparently he then moved out of the state. She didn't get any response to any of her texts. She sent him on different numbers, and she just said, look, I need help finding him so I can finalise our divorce. And this went absolutely crazy, not only on Facebook, but also on social platforms as well. So this was shared by a content creator on Twitter called Kay, whose handle is OKWow. And her post was seen 50 million times on Twitter.
Wowzers.
And we ended up finding Charlie down to some internet sleuthing, but also, we've talked about this before, this Facebook group called Are We Dating the Same Guy? And they managed to track him down. He's apparently living in Dallas. And Ashlee then went on the breakfast show of Jammin' 94.5 in Boston. It was actually hosted by her friend, who's also called Ashlee. And Ashlee, the mum, explained how it all blew up.
I cannot believe how much this took off. And, it's kind of crazy because my intention was to not bash him. I feel like he could easily be like the most hated man in the world.
Can I just say, I know the full story. Could have been way worse.
I left a lot of details out. I was very graceful. Very cautious. Like my goal was not to disrupt his whole life. I just want to have the store closed and just move on. I don't want any ties. I don't want any connections. I don't want, I just want the next chapter of my life to start. I'm not even on TikTok. And my 11-year-old last night, she's like, Mom, I made her take it off her phone.
Yeah, I would too. I don't want you to read that.
See this. Yeah, exactly. He was in the process of adopting her.
Yeah.
And that was that's her dad.
Right.
And
it's crazy.
Yeah, it was tough for her
You
to see.
start typing CHA now on TikTok, it's him. It blows up.
I think for me at the end of the day too, it's about respect. You just dug this hole in my life. You flipped my world upside down. The least you can do is not send me on a wild goose chase to find you and just sign these papers. Just sign it over and just let me, you know what I mean? Just let me cut all ties.
It's just incredible. I mean, we've heard this a lot. People not expecting a huge, a post to go so viral as they did, but obviously it resonated with a lot of people. As she said, a lot of single mums, but also just women who wanted to help and find this guy. The impact being having to, it started to affect her own family and young children.
Yeah.
But, she found him. But it's just incredible, really, an incredible story.
And then he texted her, didn't he, as well?
Yeah.
Was it something like that? So he kind of got involved without being too upset about the fact that he'd been found.
Was there aggression in the text message, or was it kind of just like, hey,
it's Charles, I'm happy to talk to you. Can you?
He hasn't been gone.
Hey, I'm back.
He hasn't been Casper for the past year.
Exactly.
And then she's had girls, other women messaging her, her asking about how they know the guy who they're dating as well. So it's all just completely. I mean, his cover is completely blown. Let's face it.
The last time he saw the kids was last April. I saw him in maybe July, August. And then he dipped after that. And that's kind of where things got super messy, where, I had girls in this place reaching out to me being like, hey, I just went on a deep social media dive. I was dating this guy. One of my friends thought something was weird about him. We came back to your profile. How do you know him? And I got a couple messages like that.
You're like, oh, I know him well. He's the father of my kids. Also, he's my husband.
Right. We are still married.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Some of the comments were like, oh, I actually just matched with him on Bumble. And he's on Bumble talking about, I don't have any kids.
Yeah. That part is hard to understand.
It's painful.
What's crazy
it's hurtful.
to me, too?
It
is.
is.
At the end of the day, this is somebody, I married him.
Facts.
It's not like we just,
Ash, he was in my living room.
Right.
I watched you two interact, and
I loved this man.
She was also hugely appreciative of the sleuth work that that fellow women did, but there were a lot of again, you get the and some unwelcome messages.
The other thing that's crazy about this is the amount of men that took this as an opportunity to be like, hey,
I was about to
so
say,
sorry
who's hollering at you?
Hey,
I'm
do you
so
need a
sorry.
stepdad? Hey, do it. I'm like, are you kidding me?
I
Like,
can't.
internet, man.
No, the internet is the devil's
Foul.
playground.
It's
We
awful.
say it all.
It's crazy.
We're not the
it's so
best.
crazy.
Forgive us. We're not the best.
You know, right?
There's a part of the internet that is nasty and ugly, but some of these women went to work for you.
Oh, 100%. It is. I would love to see like the stats on like Truth Finder and all of those like background reports from yesterday, because
Yeah.
I have so many screenshots that people sent me. And it was funny because, you know, they would send me stuff and they're like, he's working at Sea Salt in Falmouth, or like he lives at this address, and it was the address of like where we live together. And I'm like, thanks.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I so appreciate it, you know.
The sleuths were out there
But
sleuthing for you,
yes,
girl.
but we did find like actual concrete proof of where he is living in Texas via a girl that has been there, which is what I needed. You know, I'm like, I need to know where this guy is.
So, of course, some men defending her AWOL husband, others hitting on her and asking whether she needs a new husband. I think she's probably had enough of men for a while. What I liked, there was a comment on Twitter from a mum of droids, is her handle. And it simply says, I hate men. And that got 8,000 likes, over 1 million views. And, you know, it's just an incredible story. Went really viral. And, you know, Ashlee has deleted the Facebook posts. She just wants to finalise divorce, get on with her life, and, you know, have a lower profile on things. Unfortunately, there were innocent people caught up. There was apparently a video of a man similar looking to Charlie singing karaoke that was shared lots. Wasn't him.
And it wasn't him. Oh.
We saw this last time show.
Yeah.
Innocent people getting caught up, people trying to help with this thing. But I'm glad at least there's a happy ending, or a resolved situation with this story with Ashlee.